Welcome guys to oGV Space, and today's topic is international relations. And again, your FASI is MCP oGV Nara Badarhanova. Today's objectives, we will talk about IR management, we will talk about clusters of IR, how to manage IR, and IR strategies. Basically, what is IR and how do we understand IR? In Isaac and Azerbaijan, IR culture started to develop since 2017, second part of the year. Before it, we didn't have strong IR culture. And what is IR? So, due to the nature of our organization, the international relations is a must to guarantee the daily operations and growth. But what is exactly IR? All the activities and strategies any entity runs to develop a partnership with another country, since a simple meeting in an international conference till the cedar you will spend to the partner. So, how do people build their IR? Basically, it's done on international conferences based on the previous experience which you had with this country. You are doing research and you are having an international meeting where you are talking to your partner in order to develop your partnership. Besides building international relations and telling that it's guaranteed for our daily operations, you have to take a lot of factors into consideration. So, how to create an IR? Firstly, know very well your national and regional timeline. National and regional timeline are the most important parts in order to choose your IR partners. For example, why we are not choosing to work with Americas? The main reason is that our timelines are not aligned. Their summer peak is opposite with our winter peak. So, creating your local strategies calendar based on national one. For sure, you know that there are some national strategies, and for sure you have to be aligned on your local level in order to be more strategically strong, to have stronger local partners. And choosing an IR activity for each national strategy. Yes, for sure, you need to align your national strategies with local strategies. So let's talk a little bit about timeline. Mostly, as you can see, so our sales in IGV ICX is happening in January, February, or in November and December, and ICX opportunities are being opened at the same time. Approval peak is February, March, and April. Realization peaks are May, June, July, August. Completions are happening in August, September. Again, sales for winter peak are happening from August till October. Approval peak for winter peak is November and December. Realization for winter peak is January and partially February. And completed are happening in February, March. So, why I have shown this timeline to you? In order to explain that timeline is a very important part when you are building your IR. So, when you're in search of your partner, you need to take in consideration that you need to align with your partner, timeline based. For example, if your partner is having your opportunities in January, but your realization peak is February, better not to build this IR. Or vice versa. If you are having your realization in June and your partner is having realizations also in June, so better to take into consideration him as partner. When building a partnership, you need to ask such kind of questions like when do you finish your sales, when do you have your openings, when is your approval peak, when is your application and acceptance peak, when is your realization happening, and how do you complete people, what are your approved to realization strategy and finish to complete strategies. IR checklist. So here you can see a plot where you can see the market readiness and supply, and there are several parts of it. So in the part understand, when you have low market readiness and low supply, you need to define your market, create your customer persona, analyze your current data, define your potential partners, and define the goal. This will be the first step in IR checklist. The second part is investing. When you are already having bigger supply but still not so ready market, You need to contact your potential partners, set expectations with each of them, and asking the questions which I told in the previous slide. Setting partnership goals with each of your partners, and partnership goal is not only about approval goal, it's about realization, applications, acceptance, conversion rates, everything. Creating partnership timeline with each of your partners in order to be aware when you are going to promote which partner and in which time you are having realization with which partner. Promo materials ready. So you need to collect promo materials, project booklets in order to have better promotion and to have more successful sales with your customers. Grow part. So if you're having high market readiness but low supply, in this time you need already to onboard your EP selection process, setting process time and conversion rate goals, setting finish to completed conversion goals, tracking application numbers. Actual application numbers is one of the most important bottlenecks. Sometimes we're putting very high approval goals, but we're not tracking our applications and acceptance. And it's one of the most important parts in your IR checklist. Last but not least, it's upscale part. It's when you are having high market readiness and high supply. So you already are building strong touchpoint channels. For example, WhatsApp groups. It's up to your creativity, and you can add there your team leaders or members. For example, national, we are having WhatsApp channels with all our national partners where we are discussing some questions, where they are sharing their opportunities, and we having strong connection. Monthly partnership review calls where you are discussing your done and not done stuff, and tracking the results, conversion rates, and process time. Process time is also one of the important checkpoints. In order to have lower process time, you need to fasten your operations and track your partner. National IR. So we're having main partners and secondary partners, but what is the main reason to divide them? So we're having main partners, Romania, Turkey, and Ukraine. As you can see from this graph, so Turkey is 24% of our goal, Romania is covering 20% of our goal, and Ukraine is also covering 20% of our goal. So we're choosing these countries not just because we're choosing them, no, for sure there is some selection. Firstly, our history, we're taking into consideration our market's desires. Then they're covering, the most important part is that they're covering more than 60% of our contribution. So they're contributing and mostly to our IR distribution. That's why they're chosen as the main partners. Secondary partners are in countries which are contributing from 3 to 10%. That's why they're chosen as secondary partners. So here are Poland, Hungary, Italy, Slovakia, Czech Republic, and Serbia. So, IR routine. Here are some tips and tricks and some stuff that need to be tracked during your IR routine. First is scheduling with your main cooperation, your IR meetings for the semester. You need to have your IR calls minimum once in a month. Also, it's highly recommendable to have them in a quarter and once in a term. Then, creating a tool to help you to track the main lead measures. To have a common tool where you can track your standard delivery, your code delivery, your application rates, acceptance rates, approval rates. Also, you need to make sure that you explain your partners your national strategies. For example, your offline promotion, how it's happening, your online promotion, etc. And the thing that you should track during your weekly and monthly results, during your calls, your weekly and monthly results, applications, approvals, realizations, completions, process time and all conversion rates, code delivery agenda, and tracking standards and NPS. So also it's highly advised to check the standards and NPS scores in the end of each peak in order to analyze your IR. Also, you need to have some follow-up strategies like IXP campaigns, Black Friday campaign, and seederships. And priorities and activities for the next month also should be checked from each monthly call. That's it from IR management. I hope you got some important information, and in case of any questions, you can approach. Good luck!